Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. If you have been here and you came back, you are a saint. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe my video. If you I'm not even gonna ask you. I'm asking. I'm not gonna tell you to do it, but if you're watching this, I mean, come on, man, push the button. Push it. Okay, whatever. We're going to do a daily read today. We're actually going to use the Zombie Tarot and the Oracle cards, the Victoria Francis. These are really cool. I thought they kind of went well together, so I'm going to do the books too because they're cool. Well, and the Oracle cards, obviously. So I kind of have the little format that I do, which is the vibe, energy, mood, feeling, whatever you want to call it, of the day. Oh, okay. Okay. That's a lot of... Oh, okay. Okay. We will do any highlights, lowlights of the day. Oh. And any guidance for us today. Guidance, advice. Okay. Okay, guys, let's see what we're working with here. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands. We got a lot of cards for this, so we'll just kind of see how this plays out. Okay, so we have 9 of Wands, Justice, Page of Hazards, 10 of Hazards, and the 7 of Swords. Okay. Well, the first thing that I'm getting here is I think there is actually an injustice going on between a family situation. Aren't these cards cool too? Oh, you can't even see them. Look at that. Me and my awesome camera work, eh? I'm Canadian-y, guys. Okay, so I wanted to show the book too. Let's see, we have the 9 of Wands. So check out the book and the card. You're the gift that keeps on giving, and you don't know when to quit. Your steadfast devotion, obsession to completing a task does credit to the zombie mantra, brains. While you may be weary, at the end of the day, your satisfaction comes from doing a job well done and sucking the eyeballs off your fingertips. Completions of task, willpower, persistence. I'll tell you what I think of that in a second. And if you've seen any of my videos, we all know I've probably got 1.5 million thoughts. We have responsible determination, new beginnings. The Page of Hazards is too cute to resist. Plus, he's giving out killer stock tips. His arrival in the spread is a clue to a new beginning. Look for opportunities involving money or education. Just be sure you're not too shackled to your current career or material possessions. Leave yourself the opportunity to lurch in new directions. See how it's kind of tied to the mailbox? Seven of Swords. There's one in every bunch. Keep an eye out for the person who is a little too enthusiastic about fondling the firepower. It's possible she's putting her own interests ahead of the group's. When confronted with a plan, make sure it's best for everyone involved. If it sounds sketchy, it probably is. Okay. We have the Ten of Hazards, which is the end of a cycle is upon us, bringing the family close and the zombies even closer. You're able to welcome them into your home as an asset instead of a problem, even if they do require nightly muzzles. Surely the other adversaries, surely the other adversaries in your life seem tame by comparison. Blended family. That's what I get by that. And then justice. Justice. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth takes on entirely new meaning in the midst of a human zombie war. Thankfully, you can count on justice to right the wrongs, restore harmony, and offer a karmic slap to the back of the hand to those who deserve it. Fight the good fight. Don't be on the other end of the slap. Okay, guys, so as we were kind of going through these today, you know, in the past there when we did that 3 seconds ago, I was getting a few messages and I didn't want to stop in between them just because I know when you're reading from a book it can take a while, especially when it's me. So right now somebody might feel, you or maybe somebody around you might feel chained to a situation, maybe chained to a house, family, relationship situation. But at this point, I think it feels like you are literally feeding the dead. Big sweep of karma, I think. But you definitely have somebody in your midst who is, you have somebody in your midst who is not on your level. There's definitely some not good air going on. She's holding a knife. She kicked him down the stairs. Like, definitely, and especially when we read the book, and I think that sometimes people are very easy to follow others, and it's not always because people are sheeps or anything of the such. Sometimes we just believe and trust people so much, or want to believe the best, and some people are just really good at making sure their agenda is met. If you're doing something for somebody else's benefit, you're living their life. You might as well go get a little mask of whomever and, you know, smack it on and set out for your day, because, I mean, you might as well be a zombie and be dead for brains. It's kind of the equivalent. However, there's also an air of sort of the dead amongst the living. So if you are in a situation today with a group of people, you may feel that there are certain people in the group that are I want to say the things that come to my head were like, you know, brain dead, or just, you know, some people are a broken record. Some people, we all have a choice every single day to change our lives. And although that sounds like, how, yeah, right, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to pay bills, I have to go to work, I have kids, and I totally get that. However, with that being said, it's a hard pill to swallow when you realize everything that's in your life right now is a decision that you've made. Everything that can come forward from this day is a decision that you're going to make. It's all about choices. And if you're choosing to be the only awake one in a group of dead people, or follow somebody else's plan instead of your own, I mean, this is kind of what happens when we don't follow our own intuition. Trust me, I've been there. However, there is an air of sort of justice. I don't know if that's justice for this family. Again, going back to reading the card, I would definitely say, yeah, all I can see in my head right now is somebody just getting like slapped upside the head. So if that's a mood or an energy, that's what that is today. Somebody, you know, and I always picture, or like now I'm getting Homer Simpson, like choking like Bart's. It's not to harm anyone, but just wake up. That's today's energy. So any pitfalls and highlights of the day, we have the ace. Oh, sorry guys. We have the Ace of Wands. Bones. We have the Five of Hazards. Guys, what is going on today? And the Hermit. Now that's a little bit better. This has got to be the highlight of the day. Let those dead knock at your door. Just keep it going. Okay, so obviously today is definitely a day of, I think, grasping at straws. I think today is a day of realizations. I think it's a very self-reflective day. You might be looking around you. Things might not feel the way that they would normally feel for you. You might feel a little out of place. You might, and keep in mind too, and I'm not an astrologer, I can't even say the damn word. I'm not an astrologist and by any means. However, there are, I think, 5 planets in retrograde, or will be within the next month or so. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel all kinds of different things. And, I don't know. Let's see here. It's Five of Hazards. We've come to another turning point. The Five of Hazards represents desperation and the inability to find a happy place. When you're wandering the dark and lonely city, it can seem like there's no end to the carnage and mayhem. But buck up, little zombie slayer. The next alley just might have the escape route you've been searching for. And that is exactly what I think is going on. We're going to be looking out for opportunities today's. I'm on a roll today's, guys. We have the Ace of Wands. You've got energy, an extra jiggle in your step. And it's got nothing to do. Oh, I should check at least to see if you guys can see. This Suit of Wands. Okay, let's start over. You've got energy, a little jiggle in your step, and it's got nothing to do with the rapidly decomposing muscle in your leg. The Suit of Wands overflows with creative energy. Tap into this new cycle by looking for opportunities in financial or creative endeavors. This is your chance to shine. It's my time to shine. I think we all need to be a little bit creative in some way, shape, or form. Solitude, respite, self-reliance. We all need some time to ourselves. Just because you hear the undead knocking doesn't mean you need to open the door. A much-needed break helps you to recharge before heading back out into the ruckus of the zombie apocalypse. Take a few breaths before you open that door. What's that smell? The odor of power, my friend, and the pile of corpses in the backyard. I told you this was going to be our highlight. Actually, it's not a bad. So highlights and lowlights of the day. We're going to be looking for opportunities to get out of our situation. Sometimes getting out of our situation, and like I said, everything is choices. Sometimes getting out of our situation can literally be as simple as escaping through something art-wise, in terms of even if you've never painted before. I am years old, and I only started painting last year, maybe the year before. I can't even draw a stick man, and I've done some decent paintings, but regardless of how they look, it's a great outlet. You can paint, you can listen to music, you can, dance, you can write, you can read a book. Those are things that you can do without escaping, but you can give your mind a little bit of escape. If there are people, especially, and now that brings me back to the 10 of Hazards, if there are, if the environment is not kosher today, then instead of telling people to fuck off, which is kind of the energy, what you want to do maybe is find a quiet place, get creative. It's okay to it's okay to not want to be around people all the time. It's especially okay to not want to be around people all the time when you always have to watch your back, right? It's the thing when the living is with the dead, although it's, you know, for all quintessence, why would I even pick that word? Like, what is wrong with my brain right now? Like, oh my God. I can't. Oh man. It's, it would be very important to watch your back when you have, you know, trained or not trained. It would be the same thing if you had a wild animal, you know. Let's see what we have. Okay, well, our advice for the day, we are sticking to the cups, I guess. So we'll see how this goes all together, but we have the King of Cups. He looks like the quiet, sensitive type. Let me see. Okay, there. A portrait of calm, confident stability, but just beneath the surface lies a more complicated and emotional individual. The King of Cups keeps his feelings to himself, but he's always ready to lend an ear, even if it's not his. He may also represent the need to act more from your heart than your head. Snaky bugger. Fucking conniving is more like it, I think. Ten of Cups. Peace, contentment, family. It's about time you caught a lucky break. The Ten of Cups showers you with happiness and respite against the advancing zombie horde. Kick back, crack a cold one, and enjoy the good times while they last. Family and friends gather around to strengthen bonds and make plans for the future. So definitely, so here's this, guys. You are in the middle of perhaps a zombie apocalypse, but today, and today means any day that you have clicked on this reading, and if you are still watching, you're the true hero here. Today is a day that you get to just sit back and relax, and sometimes you have to look for an opportunity to do that. Sometimes you have to make an opportunity to do that. Like I said, it can be really stressful when you're in situations that you are, you know, not always comfortable in. You know, double that when you have a situation where on top of that, you know, you may be almost foolhardily following somebody thinking that, you know, you're, you know, going off somewhere, or that you will be, or that you could, and really, you know, you're chained at the ankle. And if you're in a situation where you're, you know, living in a place where you know you don't belong, you know, you start to feel like these people are, you know, just sucking your energy kind of dry. Energy vampires, as they were. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the thing about reading the book is that it takes much longer. So I just thought the book was kind of cool. And I know a lot of people compare or will say, well, in the, you know, Rider-Waite deck, this means. The thing is in this deck, this has its own meaning. I'm sure they, you know, derived it from the actual, you know, hermit meaning. However, you know, they put their own spin on it. And for me, I don't read from a book necessarily. There are tarot readers, and that would be somebody that knows the meaning of every card and basically, you know, would more describe the cards to you and what it could mean. So, you know, this could mean this, this could mean. I read the cards more intuitively, knowing what they mean, and the symbolism behind them is awesome, but there's an energy that you get from them, and then obviously the story that you read, and if you're putting things in placement, and that's why there are spreads that you can do for tarot, just so you know this is not one, it's just a messy knee pile. Let's see, guys. somebody's on your mind, that's for sure. Between the song and the card, and I just got a very, you miss somebody. So if you pick this deck, oh my goodness, listen to me, really? Today's energy might have you missing somebody. And it's probably somebody that is a memory, maybe not around. Relationships may appear perfect to the outside world, but something deeper is going on right now. There may be a feeling of mistrust or a gut feeling that something is not quite right. If you are thinking about a past relationship, you must release or deal with the issue in order to move on and let go. Don't put past relationships on a pedestal. There was a reason why they did not work out. If you are having issues with a current partner, then it is time to be honest and seek the answers as to why you are not content. It is likely the problems are not as great as you may feel and can be resolved. If you are looking for love, it may be closer than you realize. You may see a friend or an acquaintance in a different light, as it is only a lack of confidence on both sides which is stopping the union. You know, definitely when you get those gut feelings of mistrust or something's not quite right, you know, it can be very hard to move past it. Personally, I literally cannot, I just cannot let the truth just slip between my fingers. I really think that, and I'm sorry, I'm listening to the song, I'm getting things in my head all at once. You know, it is true to say that if a relationship is over, it's usually over for a reason, 100%. However, I'm in a situation where I would say sometimes you're dealing with somebody and you're growing at the same time, and it's not to give the other person an excuse to treat you shitty, because not only is it on them, it's also kind of a little bit on you as well. And that's kind of what I've been going through. Yeah, we can love somebody and still know that they're not good for us, or that we're not in a great situation. Can things be repaired? Sometimes. However, in my personal opinion, very rarely can they. For me personally, I ended my marriage over basically lies and not being able to come to the conclusion or come to a solution. And the last relationship that I was in was very, similar, and things happen in three, right? It's the three sisters of fate or something like that. I don't know. But they get worse and they get worse and they get worse. It's kind of, a slap on the hand, and then, the consequences get worse if you're going to keep repeating the same thing. And it's not always the other person. Okay, this is shitty to hear, and I had to go through this, so I'm not speaking from anything other than my own personal experience. I am not saying that it is anybody's, and I mean literally, I am not saying it is anybody's fault, or that you should take the blame or the blame for any situation that involves, anybody hurting you, getting hurt. It's shitty to be cheated on. It's shitty to cheat on somebody. It's shitty when we lose people. It's, crappy to break up.